Hello and welcome to Totally Abstracted. I'm Michelle and today we're exploring some of the biggest struggles I hear from abstract landscape artists. And let's be honest, struggles I've faced myself more times than I can count. Because abstract landscapes are so intuitive, it's easy to feel lost in the process. You start out with an idea, a feeling, or just a colour that excites you. But somewhere along the way, doubt creeps in. You wonder, where is this going? Is this working? Should I add more or have I added too much? And this got me thinking, what if we actually talked about these struggles head on? Instead of letting them stop us, what if we had strategies to work through them? So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to share some of the most common struggles artists face when painting abstract landscapes, along with some practical ways to move past them. And stay tuned because I've got something really exciting coming next weekend that will help you work through these challenges in a whole new way. But more on that in a bit. So, struggle number 1, knowing when to stop. Let's start with what might be the biggest struggle in abstract landscapes, knowing when to stop painting. Have you ever had a painting that was almost there, but you kept going and suddenly it felt overworked? I've done it so many times. In fact, my latest video on YouTube, Through the Dark Woods, was a perfect example. And it's all caught on camera. I was layering, scraping back, enjoying the process, but when I watched the footage back, I saw several moments where I wished I had just stopped. It's funny, isn't it? When you're in the middle of painting, especially when working hunched over a sketchbook, it's easy to get tunnel vision. You're so in the flow that you don't see the bigger picture, literally. But when I watched the video from a distance, straight on, instead of bent over my page, it was obvious where the magic was and where I had pushed past it. So how do you avoid this? Well, you can step back regularly. Don't just sit in front of your work the whole time. Get up, walk away, come back and see it fresh. Use a mirror or take a photo. This tricks your brain into seeing the piece differently. And try the arm's length test. If you hold your painting at arm's length and something feels off, it's probably overworked. Most importantly, if you feel that little whisper in the back of your mind saying, maybe I should stop here, listen to it. Struggle number 2, feeling lost in the process. Another big struggle, getting lost. Abstract landscapes are fluid, intuitive, and full of possibility. But that openness can also be overwhelming. You start painting, and at some point you think, where is this even going? I used to panic when this happened. I thought it meant I'd failed the painting somehow. But now I see it differently. That moment of uncertainty is actually an invitation to step back, reassess, and reconnect with what first inspired you. So here are a few ways to break through that stuck feeling. Turn the painting upside down. This removes your attachment to what it should look like and helps you see it purely in terms of shape, colour, and balance. Limit your tools. If you're overwhelmed, take away the choices. Work with just a palette knife or stick to 3 colours. Constraints spark creativity. And scrape back instead of adding. When in doubt, remove rather than add. And again, in that YouTube video that I've just uploaded, you'll see me do that. I'm scraping away several times, more I think than I normally do, because I'm a little lost at certain parts of that painting. So when in doubt, remove rather than add. Sometimes the best elements are hiding under the surface. Remember, feeling lost isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's part of the process. The key is not letting that make you freeze. Keep moving, adjusting, and trusting your instincts. Struggle number 3, the fear of ruining a painting. Let's talk about this fear. This is something I used to feel all the time, and to be honest, I still do. I love what I've done so far, I think, but I'm scared to keep going in case I mess it up. So I totally get it. When something is working, you don't want to lose it. But here's the problem. If you paint with fear, your work stays safe. And safe work rarely has that raw, expressive energy that makes abstract landscapes sing. So how do you move past the fear? Well, firstly, remind yourself that nothing is ever ruined. It's just a step in the journey. Every painting teaches you something, and if you don't take risks, you won't grow. Work on multiple pieces at once. This stops you from getting too precious about one painting. If you overwork one, move on to another and come back later with fresh eyes. And use a sketchbook to experiment. This takes the pressure off because it's not a finished piece, it's just play. And of course, that's what I'm doing in my sketchbook adventures on YouTube. The more you push past the fear, the more confident you become. And that confidence is what will help you create truly expressive work. Now, I mentioned earlier that I have something exciting coming next weekend, and I want to give you a little hint. One of the best ways to grow as an abstract landscape artist is to have a place where you can learn, experiment, and get support. Somewhere you can explore techniques, overcome struggles like these, and be part of a like-minded community. Next weekend, I'm opening the doors to something brand new that will help you do exactly that. So if you've ever wished you could have some clear guidance on abstract landscapes, get feedback and encouragement, learn new techniques without feeling overwhelmed, and build your confidence in your own artistic voice, then you're going to love what's coming. I'll be sharing all the details soon, so make sure you're on my email list so you don't miss it, and the link to that is in my show notes. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a creative challenge. This week, I invite you to take breaks on purpose. So set a timer when you paint. Every 10-15 minutes, step back, look at your piece from a different angle, or take a quick photo and assess. If you're stuck, turn your painting upside down and see what jumps out. And if you're feeling hesitant, push yourself to make one bold change, just to see what happens. Abstract landscapes are full of struggles, but they're also full of possibilities. The key is learning how to move through those challenges rather than letting them stop you. Thank you for spending this time with me on Totally Abstracted. I cannot wait to share what's coming next week. Until then, trust your instincts, embrace the process, and above all, keep things totally abstracted.